Oh, it's Trace. Hi, Trace.
Hey, good morning, Janet and Stephen. I have my sister Denise here. Hi, sweetheart.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. I was just getting a kick out of, I was looking back through the chat and getting a kick out of the fact that your husband, I think it was you who said your husband won't let you touch the potted plants. And if it's in a pot, you kill it. Is that true?
True story. Oh, yeah. I kill everything in a pot. Absolutely. Yeah, I do so much better in the ground, though. But
Yeah.
Denise can do stuff in a pot. She's much better in a pot.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat. It's good.
So we're both down in the Keys right now, and she drove in from South Carolina. She's not in Michigan anymore, but I was so excited your webinar was today. I was like, you get to see Janet and Stephen.
Oh my goodness. You probably set a high standard for us that we may live up to.
Well, I actually was at a couple of Janet's classes in the Master Gardener program, and
I think Denise was first, weren't you? I think.
Yes.
yeah.
Denise was Trace step in. It's nice to hear from you. Yeah. People
I'll
have
tell you, it's a whole different world down in South Carolina with plants and bugs and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is a different world.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends have told us we should retire, and go to North Carolina or South Carolina. I said, no, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
And you don't get much time off either. I mean, spring starts in February, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have a big circular garden we put out in an area, and I'm going to tell you what, I came to Michigan to see Teresa one summer, and I came back, and the gentleman who's got the garden with me, he's older. He couldn't do anything. I came back to tomatoes everywhere. It took me 4 weeks to trim the tomatoes back. They were everywhere. You couldn't even walk in the garden. I mean, it must be, God, 60 or 70, maybe even more. I don't even know, round, something like that. It's pretty big. It's got a palm tree in the middle.
Wow.
But he planted or had me plant, well, he planted something like 42 different tomatoes. I was like, what else are you going to put in this garden? Are you crazy?
People
So,
have tomatoes. They expect to be able to grow that many kinds of tomatoes. I've seen a number of people do it.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, it is funny. I still don't know all the plants, and you can take a little 99-cent spike and it can grow into a palm tree. But then this year, a couple of years ago, we had snow, no problem. This year, I was down here with Teresa in January, and they got a frost that was bad. It broke pipes, and it basically killed all those spikes and everything. So I pulled one over, took all the leaves off of it that were dead, pulled one over, and it bent. I thought, okay, I got to dig those out and start over again, Pulled it out of the ground, and it had little things coming up. I thought, oh my God, that thing is so now I'll have 3 or 4 there, and I'll have to split them. But I was amazed that
is that the sago palm?
No, just a spike. The 99.
Oh, the spikes. Yes, yeah. The Dracaenas, yep, they do. Yeah, our friends are in Savannah, and they lost a lot of things in their garden. It was a definitely unusual cold spell. But it's just an opportunity to try something else. That's what we think.
Yeah, guys. Well, I just wanted to say good morning and looking forward to the webinar today.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for being here.
Have a great day. Have a great time down there.
Welcome. Welcome to those who are here early, most of whom have names that are Sonia usually talks when she gets in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she can.
I'm here. I was just letting you and Teresa have the conversation.
Wait, how did she not just pop up just then?
There she is. So for those of you who may not know, we'll run through and make sure you do know what's available here, because we have a lot of topics Steve and I put up, but we know that there's a lot going on out there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we want you to be able to chat or ask questions out loud. Anytime you'd like to ask a question out loud, you need to be able to raise your hand. You need to be able to look at your chat button, and you might want to save the chat file too. So first off, keep your video and microphone slashed off unless you are raising your hand and going to talk. And the raise your hand is maybe in participants menu. Maybe in reactions. But you click it, it puts a little hand next to your name, you pop to the top of our list. Sonia sees that and says, we've got a hand raised, and then we give you the go ahead to start talking. Chat is what I use when I'm in webinars. I type the question when I think of it, because I tend to forget a millisecond later what the heck I was thinking about. Chat to everyone, or you can chat directly to Sonia if you'd like, but to everyone is the best way to go.
Google's being a problem.
And when your question pops up to the top, other people answer it too. There's a lot of great experience in this community, and they may have a lot to tell you. Sometimes the chat then gets full of links that Sonia drops in to tips from people. And if you want to save it, if you have a ... menu, you can save the chat. If you don't have that menu, then you might have to just send us an email and we'll send you a copy.
We can send you the raw copy.
Yeah, it comes to us automatically. Sometimes we take that chat and expand on it when
Sometimes,
if there are a lot of questions.
generally speaking, on pruning webinars, we do.
Right, because there are always too many questions to get to on pruning webinars. If things float around in the middle of your screen and that's annoying to you, Sonia advises to go into view, get out of full screen, exit full screen, pick a side-by-side option. And then you'll get a bar between what we're showing and the speaker's view that you can make wider and change your screen shape, screen apportionment, and it'll keep your participants in chat off to one side. This is one of the great reasons to have Sonia here. She's just playing with all of these things. There's no note-taking guide today. We didn't come up with an agenda or anything else. There is a short list that you'll have to just look at with us.
Yeah.
And we are open for any questions that you might have brought
There's
here.
one right there. Is
Yep,
Sonia-
RK's got one now. Question regarding cutting back Carex sedges and blue dart juncus. I have received conflicting advice on whether to cut back hard, like ornamental grasses, or leave alone.
Most of the Carexes I leave alone for the first year that I'm growing them, because there are a bunch of different Carexes. And many of them are evergreen. And if you cut them back very hard, they don't come back well from nothing. But they are also ugly as all get out quite often and have to be trimmed back. So I watch them the first year and decide how ugly they are, trim them back a bit and let them start growing. But it's really going to depend on what Carex you have. And juncus, I have not done juncus as a perennial. We put it in a pond at one point,
Yeah.
and so I can't really tell you on that one what happens. Maybe someone has grown juncus and can tell us. There's a lot of different reedy type plants and that fit into the juncus genus, and maybe someone else has grown one of them. Wish I could help you more, and I wish I could do something nicer with those Carexes, but I will tell you, don't cut them all the way back until you watch them for the year.
Sure.
Because they're probably going to start growing from the base of the same blade that got messed up over the winter time, which means you have to clip just the bad portions out and let them grow out. Stupid plants. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Gretchen is asking, is pink mushily grass invasive? I don't know, but I need it if it has that name. I want to grow pink mushily grass.
I think it's muesli. It spreads around by seed. I haven't grown it myself. I think it's also called love grass. And I'm trying to think hard. When we had our gardening school, Sue Gruba.
Oh, she spelled it out. Muhly, M-U-H-L-Y.
Yeah,
Muhly?
muhly grass. Yep. And I believe that it spreads by seed. So yes, it can be invasive. I thought it was native. I guess we'll have to look and see if it's native or not.
Don't know.
But I haven't grown it myself. I've just seen pictures of it. It's a cute little grass. I wonder whether, because it's kind of fine and feathery.
Is it the one that
turns
has the
red.
pink?
Yeah, it turns kind of a
pink
pinky color.
Fuzz all over when
It's
it
not the
blooms?
foxtail millet that turns
Okay,
pink.
okay.
Pinky. It's
No.
but it does have little seeds
'Cause I'm not-
that ripen to pink.
I'm not getting them.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that one, or wait and we'll repeat the question later and we'll catch somebody who's actually grown it. maybe Sue Gruber will be here this morning and we'll find out because I
And somebody
shared
just-
it in there.
Put in a link.
There we go. Thanks, Carol. What is it? Okay, love the, oh, you grow love grass trees. Good. So see, somebody does grow these things. Last week, someone, oh, I know, we were talking about the black vine weevils and about nematodes and about grubs and nematodes. And I couldn't remember Arbico. Been ordering from
yeah.
them for so long and
Yeah.
I can never remember names of places, but we order from Arbico Organics. This is their homepage, and you can see that right on the homepage, they're featuring beneficial nematodes. I was surprised this year at how many different kinds of nematodes there are. I knew there were 3 or 4 kinds, but we keep finding more of these parasitic organisms that invade the bodies of insects, eat them from the inside out. Terrible thing, multiply from the inside out. And what you want to do is find out what you're controlling, what it is that you want to control, find out what control it is that works against it, and what timing is right. It is hard when you
I like their name, sorry. Neem-seek, neem-attack.
Neem attack, right?
Yeah.
It is important that you keep the timing straight, and this time of year in the spring, it's really hard to do.
It's really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
and-
applications being put down for crabgrass control in the soil, even though it's warm, isn't close to
You saw-
55.
You've seen people putting down
Yeah,
grass
yeah,
lawn treatments.
yep.
But Pam, who had asked about the black vine weevil, said there must be something I can do now, and there just isn't much you can do now unless you want to dig up your plants and look for the
Look
grubs,
for 'em.
which you can do.
Yep.
You find them this time of year. Crowbar maple is such a pretty plant.
Yep.
Yeah, like a red twig dogwood on a trunk. But marginally hardy. They're
Marginally.
really good there at that client's house where
It was-
from the west side, there was about 20 acres of woods between the west wind and anything that came into that
All
property.
that.
It was really nice.
Some of it was evergreen, some of it was sugar maple.
Yeah, of course, it also meant that the deer sheltered in there and came out and ate out of the garden all the time. You can't have
I
any.
just, sorry, I wanted to chime in to say that I've followed Carol's link. And North Carolina State Extension Service says that it is native. It's native to the central and eastern United States, south all the way to Mexico and Guatemala. And it's praising pretty strongly this grass, including being drought tolerant, humidity tolerant, poor soil and salt tolerant. And it does not say anything about being particularly spready. But you know, that's maybe
When it
results
grows
may
in
vary.
all those different conditions.
Yep.
Yep. But if anyone's interested in the pinkness of it, if you wanted to follow Carol's link there in the chat, it is very pink.
Yeah, it's a pretty plant. Okay, so should we keep on going here? Yes, we can. Well, we can start moving.
But
Should we lose anybody? We'll just do our introduction. No. Yes, maybe.
Whatever.
Any question? And if there are any questions, you better come up with them now because we're ready to move on. I am ready to go outside and work, and it was raining out here. Is it still raining? Stop raining.
it's supposed to rain most of the day.
Yeah, today is. I was going over to Matt's to talk about pruning. Oh, what's
Sorry,
up?
I'm just seeing that Bob does have a hand up.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
Bob.
good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Bob.
You save us.
Hey, driving around town, various nurseries, I still see all bare tables everywhere. What are you hearing about when stock will come in for perennials of all sorts and trees and shrubs, et cetera? And how many weeks late, if you can call it that, are we right now for those plants to all be coming in and stocking all the big centers?
Speaking of impatience, almost always it's early April.
Yeah.
Most of the nurseries locally don't like to get their shipments before the beginning of April because there's a very good chance that they're going to set them out and have to cover them up or protect them somehow.
Because those plants are going to be ahead of what our plants are here. It's by design. They want those plants in bloom when you first walk in that nursery.
Yeah, so the heavy shipments are going to come in maybe the
They're probably coming in now.
5th to the 10th of April when Steve worked at a friend's nursery. The big trucks that would come in just packed full of stuff were then. So you'll see them showing up soon. But
What a lot of nurseries had to do was set up for it. So we were over at Wiegand's the other day and they're still arranging their inside to,
Yeah.
from what they did to store winter stuff and take it all back out, so. Yeah,
Yeah.
there may be some that still have some of them left, some leave their plants out. The real hardy ones that you might
Yeah.
find, but other than that, I would say by the first week of April, second week of April for sure.
Next weekend, English Gardens will have a lot of their stuff in because it's their garden party weekend and they tend to get things, but they get things that they keep mostly inside to start with. Right.
Chomping at the bit, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, it understood.
Well, Steve is maybe gonna go to a nursery for us and talk about particular plants we're looking for my sister's house. My
Yeah.
sister who moved into town. And yes, we may still be able to talk a nursery manager into ordering something special for us if they
Yeah.
didn't have on the list because they've still got shipments being packed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.